Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes. William Ruto's camp and Raila's camp have been at loggerheads over the reconstitution of IEBC. Raila and his team are of an opinion that William Ruto is single-handedly reconstituting IEBC. And today, IEBC Selection panel made a very big blunder. The Star Kenya, pray for us. IEBC Selection panel urges Kenyans. IEBC Selection panel has asked for special prayers from Kenyans as it begins the process of hiring the new commission. The panel charged with recruiting Wafula Chebukati's replacement and 6 other commissioners on Monday said it is up to the task and will deliver to Kenyans a credible electoral agency. Speaking when it held its first meeting at KICC, the panel made a commitment to do a thorough job that will satisfy all Kenyans. So on their first day, the first thing they're saying, pray for us. I believe that's a very big political blunder. Let's dig deep. Yes. Those remarks by IEBC Selection panel reminds me of the late American civil activist Walter Ruda. Walter Ruda is known for this quote: "If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it is a duck." Yes, it is a duck. When you hear somebody talking about prayers, especially a panel that is being seen to be pro-William Ruto, then it convinces a good majority of Kenyans that indeed it's speaking William Ruto's language. Before the elections, Chebukati was telling Kenyans to pray for him. And as the results were being transmitted, we saw some choirs, some songs being sung at Bomas. But behind the scenes, injustice was being committed against Kenyans. And then another team comes and another team is coming to tell Kenyans, pray for us. Yes. If it walks, quacks like a duck, it is a duck. I'm of a very strong opinion that this is a William Ruto's team. In fact, this is a William Ruto stronghold. Yes. William Ruto's diehards. I'm saying that because of some reasons. Initially, the way IEBC commissioners were being selected, before William Ruto changed it, Parliamentary Service Commission was appointing 4 people. The church, the religious body was picking 2 people. Law Society was picking 1. Total 7 members. William Ruto has changed it. Instead of Parliamentary Service Commission picking 4, is now picking 2, and then the remaining 2, one is going to Public Service Commission and Political Parties Liaison. Public Service Commission is government leaning, political parties' liaison is government leaning. So just to start it off, William Ruto already has two out of 7. Just to start it, already has 2 out of 7 in the selection panel. Parliamentary Service Commission, I'm assuming that it can pick 2 people. One may be representing the side of the government, one may be the side of the opposition. If at all Parliament decides to be fair. So if you give 1 to William Ruto, he has 3 out of 7 in that selection team. I don't think it can be very hard for William Ruto in his team to convince just one from the other side to join them. So in a nutshell, this election team is leaning towards William Ruto. And even the commissioners they are going to recommend will be commissioners leaning towards William Ruto. Kenyans should not expect anything apart from that. The selection panel itself is pro-William Ruto. The commissioners they are going to appoint, those are William Ruto's commissioners. In fact, I won't be wrong to say that out of the 7 commissioners, together with the chair of IEBC, all those commissioners will be leaning towards William Ruto. What's the way forward right now? One thing that Kenyans should do, where it has reached, the only thing that can save Kenya is a revolution. And I'm saying a revolution because of this. And when I talk about revolution, I mean a revolution that is being done within the law. A revolution that is being done within the law. Because even Raila himself has made it very clear that every action they are going to take against William Ruto's government, they are going to be guided by law. The constitution is very clear that Kenyans can exercise their powers directly or through their elected representatives. The elected representatives have already failed Kenyans. They have already failed Kenyans. They are in collusion with a government oppressing Kenyans. Because honestly, I believe that if these elected representatives were representing Kenyans well, they ought to have brought an impeachment motion against William Samoei Ruto. Because Ruto is clearly failing to deliver. He's doing the exact opposite of what he promised Kenya. Or rather Kenyans, I mean. So if these elected leaders were representing the people as they should, they ought to have brought an impeachment motion against William Ruto. They have not done that. In fact, they have been compromised to help the government in oppressing Kenyans. So that route has failed. Kenyans have got an option of actually recalling these members of parliament. They have got that option of recalling them after about 2 years. That is one way Kenyans can actually bring a revolution, by calling a majority of these members of parliament. That's something in the constitution, and maybe it's time Kenyans should test that clause in the constitution. The second avenue that can also lead to a revolution in the legal way, the constitution allows Kenyans to demonstrate, to picket, and to protest. If 1 million Kenyans can all converge in Nairobi, and then they present a petition to William Ruto, all of them, 1 million Kenyans, should march to State House. and beg William Ruto, if need be, to resign. Yes. Let them just march to State House and beg Ruto to resign. I think that can also be a wonderful avenue through which this country can save itself from this mediocre rule we are seeing in Kenya. The people can exercise it directly or through their elected representatives. Their elected representatives are not delivering. So it's up to the people to hold massive demonstrations, to picket, let millions, or even a million only converge in the city. I'm very sure that that's a big number that can force William Ruto to resign. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet in our next analysis. But before I forget, I've pinned my number on the comment section. If you want to support us, contact me through the number.